Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. We are excited. It is the last day of Nurses Week. It is International Nurses Day. We've been wrapping up 7 days of celebration for nurses, and Nurses Week always ends on May 12th. It's not a calendar week. It's by the dates. And the significance of that is it is Florence Nightingale's birthday, and many recognize her as the founder of modern nursing. Did they teach you that in nursing school?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. And so we've been celebrating here at Mary Free Bed, and we wanted to end the week with an interview with one of our staff. And we've got a great one here. She is up on the 6th floor of the hospital, Yani Dixon. She is a registered nurse and an LPN, and we're excited to be talking with her. So thank you for taking the time. You took a break between patients to come chat, right?
Yes, my pleasure.
And you got probably admission coming in soon too, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. Bit busy. So I want to hear a little bit about you. And we're up on the 6th floor. We're in the social area. Yes. We can see down and see the Children's Hospital and patients coming by through here. Yes. Tell me, what is it like up here on the 6th floor, and what kind of patients do you see here at Mary Free Bed?
We love it. The 6th floor has the best view, and we call it the penthouse. But here in the 6th floor, we have a variety of patients, ortho, trauma, and a little bit of hemodialysis patient because we are equipped with that ability to do inpatient hemodialysis, and sometimes we get a little bit of spinal cord and also a stroke patient. So we have a big variety of patients up here.
And when you first started Mary Free Bed, you were on the spinal cord team, right? So
yes.
It's nice to probably work with some of those patients again.
Yes, I have worked here for almost 3 years, and my first home was the 3 North, where we have a spinal cord injury patients that stay a little bit longer. You develop like a very close relationship because they stay here for longer. And then after I got my RN, then they moved me up to the 6th floor. That it was a brand new floor.
That's great. Yeah, and for people who don't follow Mary Free Bed as closely, the 6th floor is a newer addition to Mary Free Bed. It was a shelled out space when we built this tower, and in just, I believe it was not last November, but the November before that, we opened it back up with, I think, 20 to 28 beds. So had a slow roll where we were building in more people, but now you guys have been full sometimes as well too, right?
Yes, we've been full. Then it's like in and out, revolving door. Our patients stay a little bit shorter period because of the trauma, car accident and things like that. They recuperate faster than if it was like a spinal cord injury patient.
Yeah, at Mary Free Bed, we treat people of all different kinds of injuries and illnesses. And so we try to place patients in similar diagnosis so it's easy for staff to work. And then some of the gyms have more specialized equipment for those areas.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, you being a nurse, and it's Nurses Week, I want to hear a little bit about what inspired you to get into nursing, a little bit of your backstory.
I've been a caregiver since I can remember. My background is I'm from the Dominican Republic, and we took care of our great-grandparents since I can remember. And they were very old, and all the time we care for them. So I developed that love for caring. Then eventually I moved to the United States and went to high school, and I already know that I wanted to continue caring for other patients. So I became an LPN because of my language barrier was easier, the transition, and then knowing in the back of my head that the RN was coming up eventually. So then for the past 2 years, I've been an RN here, and yes, I love it. I don't see myself doing anything but nursing. I wish everybody was a nurse, and I highly, highly recommend it.
What kind of skill set or qualities you think makes a good nurse? I mean, you started where you were caring for a loved one, but now you're caring for people you are just meeting. What does it take to make a good nurse?
Passion. Passion needs to be there, like the wanting to help others see the growth and also the healing process, and knowing that at the hard moments they need the caring, they need your kindness, they need the patient. Sometimes you can get frustrated because the patient is not cooperating, but then you have to remember they are in stress. They are in a situation that is out of the ordinary for them, and it's out of their comfort. So then you have to bring them the comfort on those hard moments, and then those are the quality that sometimes you have to remember are necessary for being a nurse.
And what about coming to Mary Free Bed? Did you hear about Mary Free Bed, or how did you know that this is the place that you wanted to become a nurse?
I have a personal experience with one of my sisters. She was a patient here, and I came for the first time. I knew of Mary Free Bed as a hospital, but never like in depth of what they do here. So during COVID season, my sister was here, and only two of us could take care of, come and visit her. And after I came, I saw how much different than when she was in the hospital. In acute care, it was like more one-to-one care, more like encouragement. The whole environment looks brighter.
Yeah.
The whole like lights and colors all over. It was a happier place. And
Yeah.
even though she was more alone because it was COVID season and not as many family members being able to come in, I didn't see her like feeling sad
Yeah.
or like super depressed, because it's like a very happy environment. And I like that because it was different than my background, which it was like long-term care, and sometimes it can have a connotation of like end of life and things like that. And here is hope to continue, is to build you up to go outside, go back to the real life, and continue your rehabilitation.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say, I've heard other people say this, where acute care hospitals, they save your life, but here in rehab, Mary Free Bed, we're helping you get your life back, get back to the things that you love.
Exactly.
So in that like love and hope, what about working here at Mary Free Bed fills your bucket? What keeps you coming back every day that you're on the floors?
Everybody's happy. It sounds cheesy, maybe that, but almost every single one of our staff member has a smile on their face. Our patients, even though they can get homesick sometimes, then you can see the progress of them from coming from the hospital, being very ill, very limited with the mobility. Every day they make a progress, and that reflects on their spirit. So then seeing that, oh wow, you were not walking yesterday, but then today you are making so much progress. Or you see your pain has decreased, it's getting better too, and then that helps you to have more mobility. So then it fills your heart, it fills my heart, knowing that we're getting you out of here in a safe environment where you can continue your day-to-day life. And that is what makes me come back every single day.
And this is ending Nurses Week. Why is it important to take time to celebrate the hard work that you and other nurses are doing?
Nurses are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a career. It's been there for a very long time, and I don't see nursing going anywhere. We are very important. Doctors are important, but we are always there. We are in the front line, and seeing what progress are the patients, what are the needs of our patient, and we get to communicate that to our doctors, for example, make changes, but we will always be there. And it's important to recognize that nurses are important and make a difference. We really do.
And I mean, that always there. I mean, nursing care is 24/7. And so we've got these really hardworking night nurses that are there. And sometimes it's a different world at night.
Yes.
And especially the types of patients, probably back when you were working on spinal cord, sometimes that's where a lot of pain can come in, and tough parts are in the night, and family's not here. The doctors and the therapists aren't here. It's just nurses who are being there with the patients. So I mean, it's just so important to celebrate our nurses, and that's why we're so excited to talk to you about this. Also, too, this is International Nurses Day, Florence Nightingale's birthday. Maybe anything you want to share about like why we should celebrate nurses internationally around the world?
The nurses are not just the RNs or the LPNs. We also have nurse techs that they are also our backbones to, we rely a lot on them, and we work as a team. We have nurses all around the world, and they do different work that we would do, like for example here in the United States, and it's being international is amazing and to be recognized that it is a union and it goes around the world and we're gonna continue to be strong.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and it's just so great. I mean, the hard work that you guys do, and so many of the nurses are like specialized in certain things. Like we talked about the nurse techs. We also have these CRRN, so
Yes.
certified rehabilitation nurses. Have you worked with any of them and kind of the skill set that they bring to the table?
Yes, they do have a kind of a special training on rehab. It's offered to all of us if we want to continue to do it. And it makes you see, like, what are the things that are different from a nurse that is in NICU or in any other in cardiac.
Yeah.
We are specialized for rehabilitation. And it makes you see things different because if I can put an example, will be like when I work in the long-term care, I had different skills. I had to do more for those patients that I would do for rehab patients. For rehab, I had to remember my patients are getting ready to go home. So it's a lot of things that I don't have to do for them, but I have to encourage them to do it for themselves in a safely manner. So those are educational, more training and skills that they provide to us as a CCR.
Well, we're going to start to wrap up this interview, but before I end, I can just tell that you're just passionate about your work here, but also being here at Mary Free Bed. If you had to put the sell out to somebody who's maybe looking to change where they're working as a nurse, or maybe they're just wanting to go in the field, why should they consider Mary Free Bed as a place for them to work?
Mary Free Bed has a lot to offer. I started as an LPN. I am now a RN. I can keep moving here within the facility. It's a lot of growth. Also, the hope that we bring to the patients and their families is a lot of patients that come back and say, hey, look at me now. I'm driving now. I can come back and do rehab in the an outpatient. I don't have to be inpatient. Or it changed my life because I'm referring all their patients here, and it's just a great environment. Everybody has a smile on their face. Environmental therapies, we work very close with therapy and the doctors, and it's a different environment, and I just love it. It's like a very bright place to work.
Awesome. Well, Yani Dixon, registered nurse here, LPN, up on the 6th floor of Mary Free Bed Rehabilitation Hospital. We are so excited to talk with you and to hear about your work here at Mary Free Bed. We are just celebrating the end of Nurses Week, International Nurses Day here today on May 12th. And it's also significant because it's Florence Nightingale's birthday, one of the founders of modern nursing. So, Yani, thank you so much for taking a break from your patients and chatting with us. And if you got any questions or want to learn more about Mary Free Bed, you can go to maryfreebed.com and find out more there. We've got a /careers for good nursing opportunities there. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and stay well.
Thank you.